was saying is when you do network marketing, what do you think you guys are marketing? If not you, right? So who you become so that people will follow you is the main thing, guys. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be seeing today some very powerful habits that you guys and I need to develop because we're always growing, right? No one here is perfect. And I'm the first one to say, I need to fix this and this and this, and I need to acquire this new habit and maybe leave these old habits. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be sharing about how to set up goals correctly. So let me share my screen. And can you please put a one in the chat, number one, if you are seeing my screen right now? And guys, it is freaking cold here in Houston. That's why we always need to wear like a sweater or something now because it's really cold in Houston. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Michael. All right, guys, so let's get started. As I said, we're going to be seeing some winner habits and we're going to be talking about goal setting today. I'm not going to introduce myself because most of you already know me, but we're going to be talking specifically at the beginning of this webinar how to win your morning and therefore how to win your life. So every day when you wake up, we basically have two options. You either control your day, or if you don't know how to control your day from the beginning, the day will control you. And it is in the very first hours of your morning when you will determine your productivity during the day. And it also will help you stay positive and focused once you learn how to do these things. And literally, you have the power to determine how your day is going to be. Now, guess what? When you win the morning, therefore you win the day, and guess what your life is? If it's the accumulation of your days. And this is why this is so important, because you're basically setting up the uh the bricks of the path of having a successful life. So guess what, guys? One of the things that I have learned, and I have to say, I really need to discipline myself a little bit more to do this the night before, because really having a successful day, it all starts the night before. Before you go to bed, get your diary, get a pen and paper, and before you go to bed, decide what will be your main objective for the next day and make a list of everything that you guys need to do. And then once you make the list, establish what are the three top priorities that you should have in that list, the three main things that you definitely have to accomplish during that day, and that will help you literally conquer your day. Now, this is one that I have to admit, it's really hard for me because, and especially now that you guys came on board, because we have such a big difference in time. I usually go to bed really, really late. And why I mean by late, for instance, today while I was finishing translating this webinar, because one thing you need to understand too is most of my training material is in Spanish. So now I'm creating, new content for you guys in English. Soon we're going to have to start doing that also in Italian because I'm also planning to build a network in Italy. But the point is, I went to bed at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I literally just woke up 4 hours later to be able to be ready for you guys and do this webinar at 12. But the point is, when you wake up early in the morning, you wake up with an intention. You already worked, your diary last night. You already know what your purpose for the day is going to be. And that is going to help you focus and not to allow distractions. And one thing that I really recommend you guys is you don't watch news. Watching the news is really just going to, put your brain in a negative mode or a fear mode, because like really watching the news right now should be called watching bad news. I don't know in Africa, guys, but honestly, here in the American continent, and I'm not just saying the United States, it's literally everywhere now. Every time you watch news, you're getting bombarded with bad news. Like no one's talking about the good stuff that is being done. It's all about crime and it's all about, economics and inflation and stuff like that. So try not to set up your morning with negative thoughts and negative energy and things that will keep you in fear, because one of the things that we have to understand is we are literally being fear controlled, right? So that's something that I really, really recommend. So as I said, once you conquer your morning, therefore you will conquer your day, and therefore you will conquer your life. One of the most important things, guys, that we need to learn is to stay hydrated and to drink water. One of the things that I learned with the famous Tony Robbins, which by the way, you just saw at the end of the timer that we had on today, is that when you change your physiology, you are literally able to change your life. Everything starts with you feeling great in your body. And water is the fuel to our body. More than 70% of our body is made up of water. So once you wake up, your body needs that fuel because you have literally have been dehydrating while you are sleeping. So once you wake up, make sure you get some water. You're giving your body what it needs to thrive. You will feel more energized and therefore you will be more productive during the day. Now, another one that I have to confess, and this is confession time for me, guys. One thing that it's really hard for me is not to check my phone immediately, and especially now that you guys are on board, because I feel like, that hour, when I wake up, I have to check my phone because, what if something comes up from Africa and then we have a very short time before your day ends and, corporate offices are still open and stuff. So this one is something that I really have to work on. But if you guys can avoid to use your cell phone during your first 60 minutes, that will be great, guys. Try really to like the first 60 minutes of your day. Um, give them to yourself. You are the most important person in your life. So try to avoid your cell phone during those first 60 minutes. Sometimes, and I don't know if it has happened to you guys, and especially for those of you who are network marketing leaders and have experience, and sometimes you wake up in the morning and you start seeing maybe someone's making a bad comment in one chat. Someone is bombarding you like, I'm having this issue with this other person, and like people start complaining, and there's a bunch of negativity going on and stuff. But if your mind is not prepared for it, then you might be setting up your day to start with the left foot, right? So try to, like, those first 60 minutes of your day, as much as you can, give them to yourself and prepare your mindset for any obstacle, for any negativity, for anything that could come that is unexpected during that day. Avoid engaging into other people's problems and gain control of your time. Number five is do some physical activity. Guys, just move. It doesn't need to be like you have to pay a membership to the gym or anything like that. You can do it from your house. And that's why I love this picture, because you can literally see the guy wearing his sandals, and he's just like wearing a basic t-shirt and some shorts. So you can do it from your house. You can just and if you don't have weights, you can use like rice bags and stuff like that. The important thing is just to move, because as I said, everything, like success really starts from how your body is feeling. If you're healthy, if you have energy, of course, with our nutraceutics, um, you will be able to, feel way better and be healthier and stuff like that. But it is very important that we move, you just stretch or take a walk or, walk around the corner, but do something because that will create endorphins and it'll improve your mood and it'll give you more energy. And guys, try not to postpone it. Try to make it a priority, even if it's just like 20, 30 minutes, as soon as you wake up in the morning, it'll bring oxygen to your brain, so you will definitely feel more energized. And one important thing about this thing is it'll teach you discipline because we will be seeing in the next slides that really success is all about being disciplined and being consistent. So, one more thing than, doing this little physical activity will do, it will improve not only your physical health, it'll improve your mental health. Now, going back to what I said about not checking the news that often, guys, really, we become not only what we feed our bodies, we become also what we feed our mind. If you start your day seeing your cell phone and watching the news, and you're going to be getting involved in a lot of drama, bad news, negativity, guess, your day is going to look more like that little image on the left. But if you start feeding up your mind with positivity, if you become disciplined, if review your dreams, if you read things that will give you inspiration, that will keep you motivated, because guess what, guys? Motivation is like showering. You literally have to do it every day, or otherwise things will stink. So this is the important thing about being intentional. Read something that will inspire you, read something that will help you grow. And one thing that I love about, when you make these habits something that is consistent in your life, you will learn there's a term that is not only used already in finances, but it's also being applied to our daily lives, which is compound growth. Okay. Compound growth basically means when you start accumulating, like let's say, guys, you improve every day just 1%. Let's say you start reading 5 pages a day of a book, or just hearing, a positive audio. You can do it while you're working out. I'm a very fan of audiobooks, and just hearing positive audios. There's an infinite number of things that you could listen to in YouTube, for instance, and you can be doing it while you work out, while you stretch, while you take a walk, and just start programming your mind. Because if you guys would just improve 1% a day, you would be 365% better by the end of the year. So this is the power, of doing habits that will add on every day into our lives. You will be able to see in 1 year. Like, and this is very it's a fun fact, guys. Like the people who knew me, I don't know, 15 years ago, and who would know me today, they actually don't know me anymore. The people who knew me 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, even during the last 2 years, I have changed so much. And I have to say something and be completely honest, I am very proud of the woman that I am becoming, because if there is something that I do, guys, I do work on myself every single day. One of the things that I have learned to do is actually I have I have programmed my algorithms so that when I open, let's say my TikTok or my Facebook, which are like the most social media platforms that I use the most, and YouTube, everything I see is positive. Everything I see, like I get shorts about the biggest coaches in the world, which some of them have been my mentors. Actually, Tony Robbins has been my mentor, and I have paid thousands and thousands of dollars to be a part of his courses. And so I open my TikTok, and guess what? I get messages from, let's say, Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn or Tony Robbins. I open my Facebook, I get messages, from Grant Cardone, from Robert Kiyosaki. I open my YouTube channel and I get messages that have to do with Brian Tracy, with personal growth, with, like the best mentors and coaches in the world, Bob Proctor, etc. So instead of wasting your time, scrolling down the screen and seeing what your neighbor is doing, what your cousin is doing, reading negative stuff from the news and stuff, learn how to program your algorithm the right way so you will get positive stuff in your social media. I don't waste time, going and see what other people are doing. Because I'm guys, I have so much stuff going on in my personal life that I don't have the time to go and see what other people are doing. So make sure you feed your mind with positive things, and that way you will be able to tackle any obstacles in a better way. And also the contrary can happen if you don't learn how to set up your mind correctly, and obstacles come, you might not be able to overcome those. So fill your mind with good new possibilities. It's the little habits that will make the difference, guys. The small actions. These will get you closer to the future that you're trying to build. And obviously, this is what we call true personal growth, okay? If you think of it, every morning is like a blank page, and you literally get to decide what you want to write in it. And this is literally every morning we have the possibility to write a better you, a better me. And we really get the possibility to build that version of us that we want to become. And one thing that is very important for that is visualization. All right. If you guys learn to visualize the success you want to have, you guys learn how to build it in your mind, then guess what? It's going to become a reality. Yes or yes. If you close your eyes, if you meditate for a few minutes, you use your imagination, if you think of the person that you want to become, by the end of the year, in 2 years, in 5 years, where do you guys want to be? Who do you guys want to become? And one powerful thing about these guys is if you learn how to visualize every single detail and how you can overcome every challenge successfully, guess what? You, as I said, are preparing your mind for a better version of you. This is the person you're going to become. So it's really about training your mind to create solutions, training your mind to create opportunities, training your mind to create better possibilities instead of being trapped in the problems. And this is the thing, guys, when you don't set up your mind in the right way during the morning, you probably are going to be overwhelmed, and the day is literally going to run by you by the end of the day. So you're basically preparing your success in your mind before it happens. And I'm going to stop sharing just a minute so that I can show you something I brought here today. This has been one of my favorite vision boards, and I wanted to share it with you. Um, so I still haven't made my vision board for this year because honestly, my grandmother passed about a month ago, and it has been a little bit of a struggle to regain that quote unquote order that I had previously in my life. So I still haven't made my vision board plus. I literally just came like a week ago back home here in the States. So, but I want to teach you one of my favorite vision boards. And what I did in this case, let me pull it up a little bit. Let me, oh Jesus, let me put the camera here. Okay, so one thing I did, I divided it into kind of like different sections. One I put happiness, and then I put wealth, and I put $1 million, and then on the third one I put health. And basically, I put things that would help me be more happy, who would help me get wealthier, and who would help me get healthier. So one goal that I had was being more organized. Um, I'm also working towards the goal of building my dream house, which I bought a property in Costa Rica in a place that, guys, it's literally like a little bit of a little piece of paradise. It's in the beach, and it's a lovely place. So I just put, pictures on how I would love my house to look. Um, I put little like phrases, of the things that I would love to do: spoil myself in paradise, accumulate wealth, get organized and stay organized. Because honestly, it's something that I also have to improve in my life. I have so much stuff to do that is really hard sometimes to keep my stuff organized. And I, especially when I'm traveling like crazy. Uh, Another one was exactly that. Keep traveling. I love traveling. I can't wait for, to go to Africa and visit you guys. And back then, so these vision board, I did it for the year 2020 when the pandemic hit. I was meaning to go to Australia, and so this is why you can see the Australia Opera House in Sydney. And this is a really cool actual sticker because it's a 3D sticker, so I loved it. Um, and then, just like jewels, and I want gold and I want silver, get rich quick, find top success resources. And then I put, people in a meeting, because I do want to attract quality people. I do want to attract a powerful team of people who would work with me, right? Then investing, winning, I put a happy face, a bar of gold. I wanted to develop a strong core, not only physically, but also from a mindful point of view, if you will. I really want to go back to singing again, guys. That is something that I really miss and that I'm not doing a lot since the pandemic. I put Tony Robbins, and Zig Ziglar also, because keeping to grow is definitely a thing that I love. I love dancing, even though since I got my knee surgery, I don't do it much anymore. And then just have energy and eat healthier, workout and exercise. Um, your plan's purpose, sleeping better, because as I mentioned earlier, I do struggle. I go really late to bed, and I have to improve that. And just basically looking great and be a powerful woman, or like you would see here, it says Kika's women, and a girl boss. So basically, guys, you just put whatever it is that you want, whatever thing you envision for your life. Um, and one thing that is very important about doing this is put it in your like in a place right to your bed, right next to your bed, where you can see it when you wake up and when you go to bed, because I'm going to teach you a little trick. Those first 5 minutes when you wake up, or the last 5 minutes before you go to bed, we have different brain waves, right? And when we are between 0 and 6 years old, our brains basically function in theta. So we have alpha, beta, delta, theta, and again, different brain waves. So when we're little, between 0 and 6 years old, our brain vibrates in theta. So basically, all the paradigms in your life are formed during those first years of your life because kids have no filters. If I tell a kid that this is blue, the kid will learn that this is blue and not pink. All right. And he probably will just find out when he, becomes a grown up or something, someone's going to tell you, no, that is not blue, that is pink, right? But so whatever you teach to a kid, that kid will learn. So many of us are dealing with issues like, well, I get a paycheck, and the minute I get a paycheck, that money is gone. And sometimes you don't even know why, and it's because your brain is associating bad things with money. Some of us, probably had, and I remember I had a mentor one day, and she said that when she was a little kid, she had this friend in kindergarten, and that little girl was a bully. She would make her life impossible. So she associated this little girl was the daughter of a millionaire couple. They were really wealthy. They had a lot of money, and her brain made the association that rich people are bad people. And then when she would go home, she would hear her parents that were arguing all the time around money issues, So basically, her brain associated that with, money creates family problems. And so every time she would get a paycheck, as the minute that she would get it, literally the money was already gone. And it was because exactly that, because her brain was thinking, well, I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to have issues in my family because of money. So she literally would get rid of the money this fast, because she didn't want to be a bad person or have family issues. So those things that are impregnated in our brain, in our subconscious mind, the easiest way to get rid of that and to reprogram new things into our brain is during those 5 minutes before we go to bed, before we fall asleep, or the 5 minutes right after you wake up, because in that little, in those few minutes, your brain starts vibrating into a different frequency where you can actually access your subconscious mind. So that is the easiest way to set up new paradigms, get rid of old paradigms, and basically just reprogram your mind. So I'm going to start sharing again my screen. There we go. And let's go back to our point of visualization. And we were talking about the vision board, what I just showed you. So guys, just look for a few magazines. If you like something on internet, print it, and just make sure you put everything into your vision board. Number 8 is basically write your affirmations, write your goals. When you write your affirmations, you are materializing them, guys. You're literally sending a message not only to the universe, you're sending a message to your brain to move forward, to get in action. And this will help you be specific and to focus on what it is important and be responsible, and also, guys, have accountability for it. This will give you a direction through the day, because guys, what's gonna happen if I sit on my car and I want to go, I don't know, I want to go somewhere far, um and 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 I don't know how to get there? How can I, if I don't have an address, how can I tell my GPS to take me there? Do you think my GPS can take me places if I don't put the address? Well, it's the same thing with your life. Many people live their lives just like, they're just passing through the days, and they really don't have goals. How many people do you know that don't have actually a clear ambition for their lives, that don't have an orientation, they don't have a direction towards what they want to do, who they want to become, what they want to build in their lives. They literally just go through life, waking up every morning, going to work, and then just going back home, and like the famous rat race, right? And just, time goes by, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years of your life, and they really don't really accomplish anything. And that is why it is called the rat race, right? So, this is those little circle things where you see that mice run and run and run and run, and they really don't get anywhere. Well, there's a lot of people that live their lives like that. So make sure that you are intentional with what you want to do with your life. So write affirmations that will make you feel strong, that will keep you empowered, like I am powerful, I am strong, I am determined, I am successful. Today I will be productive. Today I will be confident. I can send you some that I have that are very powerful. I can share them in the chat. I would just translate them and send them in the chats. But be intentional on how you visualize yourself, on how you visualize your life, and this will give you clarity, okay? You're literally training your mind to identify opportunities, and you are getting closer to your objectives, to your goals, to accomplishing your dreams, and to becoming a better version of yourself. So, number nine is plan strategically the actions that will get you closer to your day. Okay, identify your priorities. I told you earlier, write a list of the things, 10 things, or the things that you need to accomplish for the very next day, but then make sure you prioritize the three that are the most important things that you really need to do, that you really need to accomplish. And again, these will help you keep focused and productive during the day, and these will get you a step closer to your big goal. One thing that you guys need to understand is you don't eat an elephant all at once, right? We say here you eat an elephant bite by bite. So, what is success is basically the accumulation of those little small habits, small disciplines, those small victories that you have on a daily basis that will get you to bigger victories. So it's not about doing more, it's not about doing everything perfect, but it's actually doing the right actions that will get you to your goals. Now, number 10. Number 10 is one that is really um it has been a life changing thing for me. It has been um yeah, it has been a game changer. Living life with gratitude, guys. And well, it says here start your morning. I sometimes do it at night. And this is one cool thing that has been a little bit viral lately. There are actually gratitude journals. And if you can't get a gratitude journal, just grab a notebook and make a list of the things that you're grateful for, at least three, and you will see probably the very first week it'll be easy, and maybe the second week it will still be easy. And then the third week, you know, it could probably start getting a little less easy. But then by the fourth week, when you write something that you're grateful for, at least three things, and you don't repeat it, try not to repeat them, you will find out that, maybe by the fourth week, it is not as easy. You have to get a little bit creative, but it will make you be conscious about all the blessings that you have in your life and that we sometimes give for granted. Sometimes even the fact of, thinking that, wow, I am able to not be connected to an oxygen machine. I can breathe by myself. I can, my lungs work perfectly, or I can see, or, I have good hands and I can walk and it's the little things. We have literally billions and trillions probably of miracles going on our bodies every single second that we are not aware of. So, write a gratitude diary. These will give you a positive perspective on your life, in especially through rough times, I had the last, especially the last year, I had a lot of things going on in my personal life. I lost people that were very close to my heart. And things is just life happens, right? So whenever you're going through a harsh time, just remember to be grateful for those little things that when you think of someone else, like there's people who would love to be you, who would love to be in your shoes, and just be grateful for it. Don't focus on what you don't have, because if you are constant on what I just told you guys right now, literally success is inevitable. Then number 11, and we have one more to go, is your daily review. And this is something very interesting, guys. Review what you did last day. What did you do well? What could you improve? What maybe didn't go the way that I planned to? What went great? And it'll just, it'll help you adjust your direction when necessary. So, when we will be seeing with Eric Worre, who was one of my mentors, I learned there is something that is called plan, do, review. So you plan what you're going to do, then you put your plan in action, and then you review as you go just to see, maybe I need to adjust these or I can improve these, this way. And, just this little tweaks that you need to do to your plan so you can have the results that you want. So, reflect on the lessons that you had the day before. Some of them may come in the way of success, and yay, it's time to celebrate. But some other lessons will come in the way of mistakes. So, guess what, guys? If you learn to review maybe the mistakes that you did last time, then you won't make the same mistakes again. So, but there's always something new that you can learn. When you improve little by little every day, this is what will help you accomplish your big goals. And when you learn from everyday experience, then you won't make the same mistakes over and over and over. Number 12 and last is learn to celebrate your small victories, guys. And this is very important. And this is something that I also struggle with, because people that are overachievers, we sometimes, and I'm saying this, from a humble point of view, not, I hope this won't sound like I'm trying to be arrogant or anything, but when you are an overachiever like me, you basically get used to the fact of accomplishing things. I'm the kind of person who would set a goal and just go for it, and I won't get distracted. I just get like laser focus and go do it, and then I accomplish it. And when that becomes a habit in your life, you sometimes forget to celebrate. And so this is something that I really have to improve for myself, because I have to say, guys, I'm not used to celebrating my victories. And I sometimes even struggle into, like thinking, wow, but celebrating this, could it be a little bit arrogant? Could it be perceived like, who do you think you are, or something like that? But the truth is, guys, don't neglect yourself in this aspect. Be proud of what you accomplished. Be proud of yourself every time you reach a new goal, every time you know, do something, even when it's a small step, like yesterday. And Michael said it at the beginning of this Zoom call. We had a great victory. It might look like a small step, like getting our products to Africa or to Ivory Coast. But guys, really, it was, for us, it was a great victory. It was a historic day. And so you need to learn how to celebrate those special moments. And, every morning is just an opportunity to recognize your accomplishments, even when you think it could have been just a small step. This will help you stay motivated and keep going, but also to build a success mentality. Every time you celebrate, you will get kind of like a positive momentum. And so your brain, will get actually addicted to accomplishing more and more victories. And you know what, guys? Great victories are created, as I said earlier, by many small victories. And celebrating these will give you a positive momentum in your life. And success, guys, is just the accumulation, as I said, of many small, consistent actions. And each one of them is a small victory per se. So, remember, guys, all these daily habits are just tools that will help you build the life of your dreams. If you can think of it, and I love the picture that I put here, because it literally looks like the bricks that you're putting, the that bridge that you're building towards your goals, because each habit is just like one more brick in the path to your success. The more committed you are to this, the closer you will be to your goals. Sometimes, guys, honestly, you won't feel like it. You won't feel like, oh no, you know what? I don't want to get up early today. I'm gonna stay in bed, or I don't want to write my gratitude journal today, or um I don't feel like working out, whatever. Sometimes you just won't feel like it. But if you're consistent, with time, you will become that person that you want to be. And that is discipline. Discipline is doing the things that you don't like to do, but yet having the courage to do them over and over again. When you're able to dominate your morning, you will be able to dominate your days, and therefore, as I said, dominate your life, create a successful life, create the life of your dreams. And remember that one important thing, guys, is this is about creating a winning mentality. I mean, if you think about it, how many mornings have you missed without having a clear purpose to your day? How many mornings have you just let past without having a goal, without having, a a direction in your day? So, when you don't start your day with a clear purpose, your day will be full of chaos and distractions. That's when you don't have a goal, guys. If you don't um go out and recruit new people, if you don't go out and just share what we're doing here in HC Wellness, share videos of testimonies. And guys, one thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about today is I've seen, and this is, I'm gonna say this with love, of course, because I've seen you guys complaining, oh, well, we need information in French, or we need this to be translated in English, or we need this information, yada, yada, yada. So, I'm gonna tell you my personal story in this, reward in this matter. Um, that was, wow, 2018, 8 years ago, when I created an organization in a company called Skyway, and the company is still going, and I'm still a member of it. It's a crowdfunding, a crowd investing program, which has an incredible, amazing project. It's a project that is still in my heart, that I love with all my heart, guys. And I was able to create an organization of 20,000 people in approximately 90 different countries in the world. So literally my life was to be in a different plane every other day. It was a crazy time of my life. I traveled like crazy and I loved it. Um, but the point is, this was a Belarusian company, a company from the beautiful country of Belarus. So everything was written in the language of Belarus, which is not even Russian. It's like a different language close to Russian, but not even Russian. So and back then, 8 years ago, we didn't have AI. we didn't have as many tools we have today to translate things. I literally had to translate everything from Belarusian to or English or Italian and translate that to Spanish. But let me tell you something. That was exactly what made, or that was the reason for me to be so successful in the company. Because when I started in this project, literally there was no one talking about it in Spanish. I was the very first person in the whole American continent to be talking about this project. So when people started to find out, they started joining massively, and that's how I created an organization of almost 20,000 people in just 2 years. So that was the prize for me of being a pioneer. I literally, guys, I had I learned to go to bed. I got used to go to bed when daylight was already on. I used to go to bed 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., went to bed and slept for like maybe 3, 4 hours a day, translating everything. But in the end, it gave me such a huge reward. I had months in this company where I was making up to $60,000 per month. So, those of you, and this is what is required from leaders. Yesterday Michael and I were talking. If you are a leader, then show me you are a leader. If you want to, if you want me to trust you to open an African country, then show me what you're able to do. Show me what you're being able to bring to the table. Or do you just want the privilege, but there's you're not willing to pay the price for being a pioneer? Guys, being a pioneer has a cost. Being a pioneer comes with a price, but guess what, guys? In the end, it'll give you the most incredible reward in your life, because that price that you pay at the beginning will pay you 10,000 folds times, uh, with time. So again, this is about creating a winner mentality. And when you start your day with a clear purpose, guys, I can assure you everything will change when you start doing what you have to do. If you think, if we send a flyer and you think, well, we need this information in French too, well, learn how to do it. Learn how to translate that. Go to your computer, translate it with AI, or create another image with it, and just create another flyer with it and then share it back with the group. But instead of, complaining or, thinking like, well, why don't they send me this in French, or why don't they send me this in English? Learn how to make things happen for your own team, all right? Your days don't need to be perfect, but be consistent if you want to achieve the results you want. Then, consistency, guys, is the true key to success. It doesn't matter. And I think was Margaret yesterday, she wrote a message that, kind of stated this as well. It doesn't matter how talented you are. I don't care how big your vision is or how many opportunities you have. If you're handsome, if you're good looking, if you're elegant, if whatever, if you are not consistent, none of these things matters. And if I put it in perspective, in my singing career, guys, I've met singers. You all know that I'm a professional opera singer, and I've met singers that have such an incredible voice, such a great instrument, and they have everything to do a great career. They're good looking, people love them on stage. Uh, Musically speaking, they're very talented and stuff. But guess what? They are not disciplined. They are not consistent. And guess what, guys? If you are not disciplined, if you're not consistent and you want to build a singing career, none of those things that I mentioned before, looking good, singing great, having a great vocal instrument, none of that is going to make things happen for you. You have to develop the muscle of discipline. You have to develop the muscle of being consistent. Consistency is what makes your dreams come true. That is what will bring your ideas to become a reality. If you can think it, you can create it. And guys, really the real challenge is just to do it. As I said, when you don't want to do it, still do it. And even when you don't feel like it, when you're not motivated, and when there's going to be days when you want to go back to your old habits, because the true key to be successful, guys, is just to keep on going. As I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Okay. So be consistent and persevere. You will do it because you know that those small actions are the ones that will bring you to succeed. So just focus on that. Know that these little actions are the little bricks to the path to your success. If you think of it, guys, when you change, and it could be just one grade. What if you change two grades? What if you change five grades in the direction, in the wheel of a ship? At the beginning, it might be, you won't be able to notice it maybe, but in the end, if you think of it, it will bring you to a completely different direction. It'll bring you to a completely different place. It'll bring you to a completely different destination. So again, it's just those little grades that we do on a daily basis that will get you far into what you desire for your life. So, with every small action, you're changing the course of your life, and you will have a completely different outcome, a completely different life in the end. So, this is not, guys, I'm not pretending that you guys or even myself will have immediate or drastic results, because this is something that you build on a daily basis with these small actions. So, one very important thing, guys. Don't delay your success. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Act now, and if you have to adjust the course, if you have to adjust the direction on the way, learn how to do that as you go, because the ideal moment is really the one you create with your daily actions. And one thing that will keep you motivated, guys, is to know your why, and I'll be talking about it in just a few more minutes, but it'll help you stay strong and disciplined, and you will find strength even when you think that you don't have any more strength left. Once you remember your why, and your why can be many things. It can be, your kids, it can be your mom, it could be you want financial freedom. As I said, I'll be talking about it in the next slides. But every time you feel like, oh, goodness, I don't want to do this. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to work out today. Just remember why you're doing this. Remember what is your why. And one very important thing, guys, is be careful who surrounds you. Um, One of the things that I've learned in with so many mentors is your life is the result of three things: what you listen, what you see or watch, and the five people who surround you. This is called the law of association. Make sure that you do not associate with people who are negative, people who, like gossiping, people who love talking about other people, backstabbers and stuff like that, people who are envious or who are jealous. Get involved or surrounded by people who, are positive, people who have goals, people who cheer for you, people who want to see you succeed. Make sure you surround yourself with smart people, with, just people who vibrate on a positive vibe, if you will. So, success is contagious. Surround yourself with people who have goals and cheer for you. And guys, this is really about you being able to design the life that you want, to design life in your own terms, and live the life that you choose intentionally, not just letting every day go by and just, you're choosing how you want to live your life. You want to travel, you want to, visit Rome or Paris or Egypt or London or New York or whatever place that you want to go. Guys, this is again about building the life of your dreams, building life in your own terms, and not just being one more sheep in the mass, okay? So commit yourself to win every morning, and it's basically you're committing to your success. Success is not just a lucky strike. Success is a decision that you make. And I'm not asking you to change like everything overnight. I'm not, I won't ask you to probably, do this perfect, these 12 new habits by tomorrow. But what if we can ask you to like start with two or three habits, during this week, and then get three more habits the next one, and three more new habits the next one, and just accumulate these great new habits. And guys, I promise you, by the end of the year, your story will be completely different. So I'm just asking you to make small actions that will improve your life 100%. And as I said earlier, you don't need to be perfect. Just do it consistently. Every morning is a chance to get closer to your dream life. And just mornings are just a statement of who you are and who you wish to become. It's all about building a solid foundation, not only to your life, but also to your business. And when you have a strong foundation, guys, you will be able to sort every storm because you will be prepared. And literally, mornings are your daily life training. um People who win their mornings are the real winners in life. So people who wake up without goals and directions are the ones who live life without a course or a purpose, and they don't know where they're going and are frequently overwhelmed. Every morning you have the power to decide how you want your day and your life to be. So I said I was going to talk a little bit about defining your why. And basically, guys, you need to have a strong reason, a burning desire on why you want to do this business. Why are you here today? Is it because you want to become financially free, which is honestly, it's one of my goals here. I want the financial freedom that, for instance, you met Kike Morales the other day. He has made around $700,000 in just a year and 10 months in this company. We have Silvia Araujo, who in a year and a half made more than $1 million. She probably is at $1.5 million. And these are guys in Mexico, guys. The cool thing about this is I'm giving you examples of people who are doing this not in America, but in Mexico, who maybe the economy of your countries can relate a little bit more to the economy in Mexico. So this is something that is doable for every one of us. You just have to, set up your goals and do what I just told you. So, what do you do it for? What is your why? Do you want to have a better lifestyle? Do you want to have more money to pay for your kids' education? Do you want to buy your dream house? Do you want to travel? Do you want to retire soon? Define your personal goals. And this is very important, guys. When you're setting up a goal, first of all, as the picture says, set goals, not limits. But number one is you have to put a date on it. A goal without a date is only a dream. So make sure you put a date to your goal. Number two, be very specific. If you ask life for more money, guess what? I could just give you a cent, and then you have more money. How much money do you want? Do you want to be making $10,000 per month? Then write it on your goals. If you want to make, there's people who would love to make 10,000 in a year. There's people who would love to make $1 million in a year. Every one of us has different goals. Every one of us has different limiting beliefs. Every one of us have different paradigms. So you have to set up your numbers according to what you want, according to what you believe that you can do, and honestly, um be realistic. Like, if you put that you want $1 million for the next month, let me tell you something, that goal probably won't be reachable. But if you set it up to be, I don't know, like Kike in the next 2 years, that's something that probably is doable. So, as I said, goals basically, like, you don't eat an elephant in one bite, right? You have to cut it into small bites. And maybe I don't know if that's a good example, but it's a saying here in America, or let's say you don't eat a cow in one bite. You have to eat it in smaller bites. So just divide your goal into smaller steps. Let's say you want to be making, I'm just going to put out round numbers, right? So let's say you want to be making $100,000 by the end of this year. So how much money do you have to be doing per month if you want to reach that goal? So divide it into a semester, and then divide it into quarters, and then divide it monthly, and then divide it weekly, and then divide it daily. Like, if I want to be making this amount of money per month, then how much money do I need to make in a week? And so how much money do I need to be making on a daily basis? Set like smaller goals. And guys, this is something that I will send you on the chats. These are the 6 steps to transmute desire into riches. And I know um that it's been already 1 hour, so I don't want to get you tired, but basically, guys, these are again the 6 steps to transmute desire into riches from the Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill, which is probably the book that has created more millionaires in the world. And what I'm going to say, I mean, this is in the second chapter when you read the book. um, when you do these 6 steps, guys, you will find yourself in a completely different situation by the end of this year. The first step is fix in your mind the exact amount of money that you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to your amount, is what I said. Guys, if you tell me that you want more money, I will give you 1 cent and then you have more money, right? So you have to be specific on the amount of money that you want. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing, guys. If you want success, there's a price that you need to pay for it, and it's called sacrifice. It won't come as, again, as I said earlier, it won't come as a lucky strike. It won't come like, you wake up being a millionaire the next day. There's a price to it, and it comes with sacrifice. So what are you willing to give in return? Like, what are you able to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice? Oh, well, I like watching my soap opera every night. Well, maybe during the first 6 months or the first year, while you accomplish your goals in this company, you might need to sacrifice that a little bit. Oh, well, I go, drinking beer, and I like going out and clubbing with my friends during the whole weekend, and like, well, maybe you're going to need that time to recruit new people in your team. Again, guys, it's about who you need to become in order for people to follow you. So write down what you are willing to give up in order to, make that sacrifice and become that person that you need to become and to, basically get to your goals. Number three, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Again, if you don't put a date to your goal, it is going to be just a dream. Number four, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Guys, if you don't have a plan, it will be very difficult for you guys to achieve what you want to achieve. You have to be, as I said earlier, be strategic, write it down, and follow it every single day. Number five, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire, name the time limit for its acquisition, state what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And number six, and this is really important, and if you can do this during the first 5 minutes of after you wake up, or the last 5 minutes before you get to sleep. Again, it's a great way to program your mind while you're sleeping. And when you wake up and doing during the first 5 minutes, you will be programming your mind to have a successful day. Read, number six, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Guys, the one thing about visualization that I have learned, it's not only about imagination, it's not only about picturing yourself doing the things, or you're just closing your eyes and you're picturing yourself doing these and doing that, or becoming these, becoming that, or traveling here and traveling there. It's about like involving your senses. If you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to travel to Italy. Well, how does that not only how would that be like, getting, for instance, to Rome, but if you think of it, if let's say you want to go to Rome and then you want to go to a restaurant, and guys, their pastas are from another world. So, how would that pasta taste? What would it smell like? Like if you imagine yourself in a restaurant, what kind of music is it playing in the restaurant? Are you hearing the Italians when they speak? E quindi questi qua che parlano anche con le mani, che ti dicono, sai cos'è questo? E di qua e di là, and they're talking with their hands and they're loud, and so they're very passionate when they're talking and stuff. So try to recreate your whole visualization thing with all your senses. What would that smell like? What would it sound like? How would it taste? And stuff like that. Involve your whole senses. So, to finish our training today, and I know I've given you a ton of information, guys, but I really wanted to, set up the year with a strong basis, with a strong foundation. Let's put, and if you guys can take a screenshot to this, actually I will send you the PDF of this training on the chat. Put your goals for HC Wellness. What do you want to do here? There's two kind of goals that you can set up here. Well, at least two basic ones. First thing is ranks, right? How are you starting in the month of January? Guys, I believe Dr. Nzue is already silver, right? So we already have the first silver in Africa. Congratulations, Dr. Nzue, by the way. So how are you starting this month? Are you already an executive? Are you walking towards becoming a bronze, maybe? How are you starting? But what do you want to be by March? So do you want to be a bronze? Do you want to be a silver? Do you want to be a gold? Do you want to be a diamond? It is completely doable, guys. I became a diamond in 6 weeks. Literally, I'm historically the fastest diamond in the company. So, what do you want to be by March? What do you want to be by June? I said you're going to be a diamond by June. In September, what do you want to be in September? Maybe a double diamond, and maybe by December, a triple diamond. The possibilities are there, guys. Was just remember to scale your goals and divide them into little pieces. What do I need to do in order to become, a diamond? What do I need to do? Like, well, I have to first be executive, and then I have to become 2K, 3K, whatever, bronze, and then I have to become a silver, and then I have to become a gold, yada, 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 yada. What do you need for that? How many people do you have to have on your left leg? How many people do you have to have on your right leg? How much volume do you have to be creating with your team in order to become those ranks, right? And how much money do you want to earn? And guys, this is very important that you guys will become experts in the compensation plan. Michael, thinking I tried to do it yesterday with Miss Frida, but we couldn't do it. I want to send you the compensation plan through Telegram because for some reason, I don't know why, there's some African countries that are blocking the recording that we had about the compensation plan about last week. So they're not being able to see it, but it is very important, guys, that you guys learn that compensation plan like nobody's business. You need to dream at night with that compensation plan so you can understand how to make the most money in the company. So in January, how are you starting? There's people here who have already earned almost $1,000 in commissions in, just these first month that we have been working in Africa. So by March, how much money will you be making? How much money do you want to be making by March? By June, how much money do you want to be making by June? Also in September and by December, how much money do you want to be making by then? So again, that's very important for you to understand the compensation plan. And guys, and I love this picture. Actually, let me ask you if you know what mountain is that? Do you know what mountain it is? Put on the chat if you know what mountain that is. You guys don't know which one it is? C'est le Kilimanjaro. It is the Kilimanjaro mountain in the beautiful country. I believe it's in Tanzania, right? If you can correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Frida, it's the Kilimanjaro. A plus to Frida and to Onyeka. Yes. So, guys, when you need to climb up a mountain, some steps are small, some steps will be big. But it really what it is, it's a collection of steps. So some days it'll be easy to, do your daily habits. Some days it probably won't, but just keep freaking going because one day you will get to the top. Yes or yes. Just keep on going. Okay. Never stop. Just keep on going. And guys, I'm going to pose the question, just out there. What if you could have the life that you're dreaming of in just a couple of years? What if by the end of the year you could look back and see who you have become? That's what I talked earlier about compound interest. 1% improve, 1% daily, you're going to be a completely different person by the end of this year. And I think, guys, and especially we as networkers, that we're being taught to dream and dream big, and we know that we can become the architect of our life. So just go ahead and do it big. Dream, be dare to dream the life of your dreams, dare to wanting to become an exception in the society, dare to become someone exceptional, dare to become the person that you really want to do and to live life on your terms. And I love that picture of that little kid, you know, because when we're little, we just dream of, becoming incredible things when we're big, but then sometimes when we become adults, we lose that capacity to dream big. And so, guys, just keep on dreaming big. Just, keep in mind what it is that you want to do, with your life. And that's it from my end. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for staying. I don't know if you guys have any questions. You can follow me on my social media platforms, which is Dr. Wendy Delgado, but that's the abbreviation in Spanish is DRA. Wendy Delgado. I would love to, give you likes also in your post and that you share mines as well and stuff. So, I don't know if there's any questions, and if not, Michael, if I don't know if you want to open the mic and say something before we wrap it up.
Yeah, hello,
Welcome to
Dr.
Q.
Wendy. Wonderful presentation there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful presentations there. I mean, those were really golden nuggets.
They
And
are.
I think we should be doing this like every Monday, because this is actually the fuel that we need in order to reach our goals, to reach our what we have visualized, to accomplish our vision board, and also to make our declarations manifested into the physical. So these things are very important. I think we can code name Mondays like Mindset Mondays or Motivating Mondays, so that we keep people going in the business, training them on personal development and also motivations. And I
Yes,
want to use this opportunity.
I
I want
agree,
to use the opportunity
Michael.
to congratulate Dr. Zwe for hitting silver, being the first silver in Africa. That's huge. That's wonderful. So this is just a fact and reality that what we are doing, we are not kidding. In just 2 months, we are present in almost 17 countries. Because when I made the list, I forgot to add Burkina Faso. And we have Mali, we have the Comoros, Madagascar, we have Gabon, those countries are coming on. So this is huge. So if Dr. Zwe can do it, then anyone can do it. You just have to be intentional. You have to define your why, because how far you go in life depends on what is pursuing you. And that thing that is pursuing you is your why. If you are being pursued by a rat, you will not run faster. But if you are being pursued by a hyena, a lion, or a tiger, or a leopard, your speed will be more than what you can imagine. So push yourself beyond limit to achieve your goals. I want to take this for when I met, we reconnect. I reconnected with Dr. Wendy, and I saw this opportunity being posted on social media. I was like, okay, she's not in product. Let me see what is hidden behind that. And when we started talking, she said, Mike, go ahead and see how you can open Cameroon. I laughed. I said, but this is not my level. My level is to open Africa. You see, so you have to think big. You have to dream big. You have to
Let's
visualize,
go.
because I've been visualizing. So I've been visualizing what I want to become in life, the kind of impact I want to create. I don't want to create an impact only for myself, my family, but I want to leave a legacy and a heritage. I've decided to be a networker. When I will not be there tomorrow, what are they going to talk about concerning me? That's what is important. So that's why I said, no, Cameroon is so limited for me. I'm going all out, the whole continent. And here we are today. In just 2 months, in just barely 2 months, we have a silver. We have people making almost $1,000. I myself have not done practically anything following what I have to do, but I will tell people that I'm already hitting like something like $500. I was like, wow, this is real. This is huge. So we just have to keep it on and have the faith, work in harmony, in peace, work in symbiosis. We don't need to backstab anybody to become what we want to become. Just focus on your lane, be positive. The greatest book you will ever read in your life is your mind. If your mind is dirty, you will not succeed in anything you do. But if your mind is clean, your mind is pure, you have all the best inspirations, you have all the blessings you need in order to move forward. So let's just keep on going. It's time for Africa. Like I always say, let's do it.
Exactly,
How about you
exactly, Michael. I agree with you. I mean, this is just the beginning. We had literally a historic day yesterday, and you know, this is just the first break, you know, of an adventure that is going to be great in the next few months in Africa. Anyone that has you know, any more questions or who would like to share a comment?
Yeah, Samuel Kenya.
Hello, Samuel.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I take this opportunity to appreciate for a nice presentation,
Thank you.
and I have some questions. I don't know whether I can ask now or maybe we
Yes,
can.
absolutely.
Okay, okay. I have some members who were asking whether there is an opportunity for them to upgrade after they make the past level. Can they get a chance to upgrade?
You mean to upgrade their package or to
Yes, yes,
upgrade
yes.
in rank?
In I think package and also in a rank.
So, for packages, they just have to buy more, like, or bigger packages. There's really no upgrade in the packages, you know. You just buy whatever package you want. So that's not a problem. And then for rank advancing, and this is, guys, what I was t saying, that I will try to send Michael the compensation plan on Telegram, because for some reason it's being blocked. I will share the link again in the chats, because some countries in Africa you do are able to watch it, but in some others it is blocked. I believe it's because, if you remember, Kike that day showed us a few videos, and those videos contain uh, music, and they have these how do you call it? This author copyright. So that's probably why you can't see it in some African countries. But I will try to send it to Michael through Telegram, and maybe he can send it to you guys.
Okay. The other question is about the QVs. There is that capping or per week. Uh, uh, what if someone makes less? She or he paid?
I don't understand your question. Like, so the QVs and the CVs, guys, remember, we work on a weekly basis. Our weeks start Monday and it ends up on Sunday at midnight. All right. So basically, every rank is based on how much your team is making during that week. And this is why it is so important that we as a team will get together, because let's say, okay, so right now that we're starting, let's say we have someone that is going to make a big purchase in Kenya, and someone's going to make a big purchase in um, Cote d'Ivoire, and someone's making a big purchase in Uganda or Tanzania, or, you know, like different countries. So when we all like get together, Michael, who is the top of the structure in Africa, you know, instead of doing one purchase this week and then another purchase this week and stuff, if we're able to put them all together in one week, he will rank up. But then what we do with Michael is going to also, like, your team is going to do it with you. Let's say you're someone who is in Kenya, and you have people who are making purchases in different, I don't know if they are states or province, I don't know how you call them in Africa, but cities. Let's just call them cities. If you have people who are making a purchase in different cities, if we put them all together into one week, guys, we will be popping diamonds like popcorn in Africa. So and that's the power of a team. You know, if you work by yourself, then yeah, you will become diamond one day, maybe. But if we all get together, if we coordinate when their purchases are going to happen, then we are going to be popping diamonds and ranks like gold, silver, and double diamond, triple diamond. We're going to be popping ranks like popcorn in Africa. But again, that is the power of a team.
Okay, great. Um, there was also an observations. We wanted maybe a clearance on it. Sometimes we get a compensation plan, and after maybe a month or so, the company changes the compensation plan.
Don't worry about that.
So, can you
So
assure
let me
her?
tell you something, guys, and I'm sorry for interrupting, Samuel, but it was actually um one of the requests or one of the conditions for our Vice President, Mr. Noah Cifuentes, to join. So Mr. Noah is a very renowned man in the MLM industry. He has worked for corporate companies, big companies like Tehishanoni. Maybe you have heard of it in Africa. And he's got almost 35 years of experience in the industry. And one of the things that he told our CEOs, Rafael Chavez and Pablo Lara, was that he didn't want to be a part of a company who would do that. They start with a very aggressive compensation plan, and 2 months later, 6 months later, 1 year later, they change it. And they said, you know what? That's not going to happen here in A2 Wellness. Don't worry about it. We're committed to keeping our compensation plan. And one thing, guys, that we have, I think it's a great advantage for us. Um, Mr. Rafael Chavez has a lot of experience in traditional business. This is so Pablo Lara, he has a lot of experience in MLM businesses in the MLM industry. But Mr. Rafael, who is an accountant, and I told you guys he has a financial services company, and he's very savvy, business wise man, but in the traditional business, not MLM. So it's like he almost doesn't understand why would you put a lock in a compensation plan when people are working. If people are working, if they're bringing more people, if they're bringing money to my company, why would you put a lock? Just pay them the money. So I want to say I don't, I don't know how to put this. It's not like he is naive in this sense. Let's say he's generous because he's like, well, if people are doing what they need to be doing, just give them the money. And I loved when the last time I met with him, which was before the end of the year, he said, you know what, Wendy, it just makes sense to have our headquarters in Mexico because, a dollar has 100 cents. So the more cents that I can save and not have those as expenses in the company, then the more I can pay in commissions to distributors. So for the same amount of money that I can pay 4 employees in Mexico, I would be paying one here in the States because you know that employees are way more expensive here in the United States. So he is very clear into the most money I can save, the more I can give to people. And he also, one of the things he mentioned is it's not only about impacting lives from a healthy point of view, but also from a wealth point of view, and this is why we actually get paid weekly because one of the realities that people deal with in Mexico is they go on a daily basis. They have to go out and hustle and bring money to their houses. And that's why if you go to Mexico, you will find there's a lot of people like in the streets that they're selling, like little sweet stuff, like cookies and things, they're hustlers really. And this is because they really need to bring money on a daily basis. So this is why we get paid weekly, because he knows the reality that people live in Latin America. And one of the things, again, Samuel, that you can be you know, you can have that ease and that peace of mind is that they won't change the compensation plan.
Thank you, dear. We appreciate about tomorrow's Zoom.
Yes, tomorrow we're having a business presentation. So, as Michael says all the time, invite massively. We're going to have a great presentation. So, yes, I will be sharing the flyer on the chats as we finish the Zoom call.
Yeah, hello, Dr.
Okay.
Wendy. If you permit me, I want to send a shout out to one great leader. I've worked with him in previous companies, somebody I respect very much. Onyeka, his name is Onyeka on the Zoom, but he's Mr. Emma Ewuzi. He was my upline in another business and also somebody who mentored me very well. And that business, I finally became the country director of that business. So I would like him to say a word. Hello, Mr. Ewuzi from Nigeria.
Hey, Mr. Wussy, it's lovely to have you here. Welcome. You can
Hope his
open your
mic is
mic.
open. He does. The name there is Onyeka.
Yes, I actually saw that he wrote something earlier in the chat.
Yeah, he was asking.
Yeah, good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Mr. Ewuzi.
Awesome. It's my pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Like, I want to thank you for the opportunity to. So, thank you, Dr. Wendy. Is my video okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
hello.
looking dark. I can't see myself. Can you see me?
Yes.
Awesome. So, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the presentation, though long presentation, but it's empowering.
It is. It is.
Yeah. You have a sonorous voice.
Do
You're a
what?
good speaker. I say you have a melodious voice.
Thank you.
Mr. Ewuzi, she's a singer. She's a singer. So that voice is perfectly
No
with
wonder. No wonder.
I'll send you, Michael, I will send you a couple of videos of me singing opera. So just you can have an idea of the voice I have. I'm not really singing much after the pandemic, but yes, I used to be a professional opera singer. So thank you. And yes, guys, I know it was kind of like a little bit of a long training today, but I really wanted to set up, you know, the foundation the right way because you guys are going to be the pioneers who will be opening the different countries in Africa. You will be the top leader at, you know, that structure in Africa. One of the things that I've told you that we should be looking for is having distribution centers in each one of your countries because you will become the referral point for our company in that country. And as soon as we do that, guys, and especially now that we have no competition in the company, um, you know, you guys will be the kings and queens of Africa. You will be the kings and queens of each one of your countries, whether it's Nigeria or Uganda, Tanzania, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, you know, just name it, Madagascar, everywhere, Comoros. So, you know, just start planning on that. Try to look for investors. Let's, you know, try to position ourselves geographically in each one of your countries. And guys, again, you will have a spectacular end of the year. I can assure you, if you guys are willing to pay the price to be the pioneers of your countries, by the end of the years, you will be telling a completely different story. So, guys, I don't want to
Yeah,
extend myself anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Woozy, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I will communicate with Mike. I think I would desire maybe to know more. Let me use that word, to know more. So if you don't mind, I'll arrange a kind of leadership meeting. So we can ask some specific leadership questions. I will be interested. You know,
Perfect.
Nigeria is a different country. Why in Africa? So we can ask our own questions, you know. But it will be a form of leadership uh, gathering, maybe two or you and maybe probably Mike and who are other leaders who may be interested to be. So our questions could be answered. I may decide to bring maybe one or two leaders or just myself alone. At least I want to know so I can answer when questions are asked. So I just want to know more. So I don't know when that meeting could be scheduled.
So
Thank
we
you.
can coordinate that with Michael. No problem. Even if you want to do it as soon as we finish this Zoom call. I have some time available now, so we can do that definitely. Let me stop the recording because this recording is going to be very long.